We got some really cool stuff planned today. I'm going to give you the secret to success. Well, that's pretty bold, right? I'm going to give you the secret to success. That's pretty cool, right? I must have other stuff that has good value then, huh? All right, so let's get moving here. We're going to be talking about 10 times in your Facebook ad spend. Well, that's easy. Just spend 10 times as much. No, that's not what I meant, in case any of you thought that. Now, what we're talking about, obviously, is how to get 10 times back what you spend, which is the whole goal. And I'm going to give you some ways to do that that you may not be thinking about. You may think it's your ad, you may think it's your offer, you may think it's your image. It's none of that. That's not how you're going to do it. So I want to jump right in here and show you how to do that. So if you want to know the number one way to be successful on Facebook ads, do what works. But really, is that simple, right? I mean, it's like, oh yeah, well I know that, JR, but what is it? Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. It's more to it than that. So I'm going to take you through all the steps. All right, so let's move on. Let's figure out what it is and what we're doing here. Here's the big trick. It's all about the audience. Okay, now I want you to think about this for a second. Let's say you got a pretty good offer, but you put it in front of the wrong people. In other words, you're selling pet supplies to people who don't have pets. How well do you think that's going to go over? Not going to go over very well, is it? But let's say that you're selling pet supplies for Doberman pinschers and you put it in front of only people who just got a puppy Doberman pinscher. Do you think you're going to do better off? Of course you will. So what we're going to talk about today is how to get these incredible audiences, and they're not going to be like you think. It's not going to be just going out there going, well, this interest and that interest, and they like this page. It's not going to be anything like that. This is going to probably surprise you how we're going to go about doing this. So let's talk about the kinds of traffic you have first, because you're going to, when you start your business and, just really from that point forward, you're always going to have to deal with some cold traffic. And I'm going to explain to you what cold traffic is in just one second. And then you're going to have warm traffic, okay? And I'm going to explain to you what that is, but I want you to, think about these different types of categories. Then you're going to have some semi-hot traffic, okay? And we'll talk about what that is. And then you're going to have hot traffic, okay? So before we can really look at these audiences and all this stuff, let's define what each one of these is, okay? So the first one is cold traffic. So a little picture of your audience there. That's pretty much what they're doing. They don't care, right? They don't care. They don't know they even have a problem, okay? They don't even know they need a sweater for their Doberman pinscher. They have no idea about that. The next one here is they don't know who you are, okay? So not only do they not know they don't have a problem, they don't even know who you are, and they don't know there's a solution to keeping their dog warm. They don't know there's sweaters even made for those dogs, okay? So this is some super cold traffic. Okay, so what's warm traffic? Well, warm traffic, they're a little bit more interested, okay? They know they have a problem, okay? They probably know they have a problem, but they don't know who you are. Or those could be flipped around. They could, know who you are, but don't know they have a problem. But they're warm because of one of those things. They may or may not know that there is a solution, okay? But they're a little bit better off than those people that were just totally cold to everything, okay? So it's semi-hot traffic. Semi-hot traffic is they know they have a problem, okay? And they may even know who you are, okay? Which is good, right? We're doing better now. They may have even interacted with you. Maybe they went to your website. They haven't bought anything from you, but maybe they liked your page or something like that. But how are you going to know? Well, they like your page. Okay, that's a cool thing. Maybe they filled out some form that you have. Maybe they opted in for something that you have. And maybe they made a phone call. Okay, so there's been some type of interaction with you, right? They may have even requested information from you, either on one of those forms or a phone call or whatever. Now, what's hot traffic? Okay, these people love you. Okay, they think you're the best thing in the world. They know they got a problem. They know that you got the products. They probably have already bought products from you. Man, these people are the hottest of the hot. And we're going to talk about how to get more of these people, because that's what we want to do, right? So we all start at the same spot. Our piggy bank kind of looks like this, right? We don't have any customers. We don't have any likes. We're unknown. There's no base to draw from. And, this is the one thing I hear new people say all the time. You don't understand, JR. I don't have anything going on. And I love to look at them and say, well, no, I do understand, because exactly where I started. And guess what? That's exactly where everybody started. Unless somebody handed you a business, We all start at the same place. We all start without knowledge. We all start without customers. We're an unknown, okay? And that's not a big deal. It really isn't. So I hear this all the time. I don't have money for ads. Okay, I can't spend any money on ads. I just can't do it. I'm totally broke. I can't buy lunch today. I'm bad off. And I don't want to do any type of content whatsoever. Now, if you fall into both of these categories, because I can't do anything to help you. There's nothing I can do to help you. Okay, if you can't spend any money for ads, if you can't handle $5 or $10, and you don't want to put forth any effort to do content, then how are you expecting to get a customer? You can't do it. But a matter of fact, that's a big Google search term, is how to start a business with no money. You can't. If anybody's telling you that you can start a business with no money, I mean, it's almost impossible. I mean, even if you're just going to do content, you're going to do social media, you got to pay for the internet, and you got to have a phone or a laptop or something. But if you're intelligent enough to know that you got to spend some money, and that you may have to do some content, then stick in here, because you're going to get some really good information in a second. All right, so don't run ads alone. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're just always running ads and you never put out any content whatsoever, you're not going to be able to build an audience. It's not going to happen. You really have to do both of these, okay? And this is what people do. I think they just run out of things to complain about after a while. People will search you if you create content, okay? They'll do it. So let's say you create a piece of content, or I do. You probably search me online and say, well, what does he know about, doing e-commerce? Has he ever sold any products? Does he have any videos out there? And you'll find stuff. You'll find stuff on YouTube on me. You'll find stuff on Google on me, because I know I have to put it out. I've got to prove to you guys, hey, I've done something. I know something. People will wait for consistency too. So you can't put out like 2 or 3 great pieces of content, or run some fantastic ads for a week, and then not do it for 6 months, because people will not like that. Okay, you can't do that. It's going to be an ongoing thing. It's not a one and done thing. And people need time. Okay, so you may run an ad, and they may read some of your content, and then they may wait to see what else you're going to do. Okay, and if you don't do anything else, they're not going to buy from you. So you need to have some period of time where you're going to convince them, and this has to be done every single day. I do these calls once a week on Fridays, and I'm probably going to do them forever, as long as I can, because people like them. They get information. I get customers out of them. They go, hey, I learned something. Hey, what else do you have? So yeah, there's a reason for me doing this stuff. There's a reason for me giving you good information. What are the top ways to target better? Because that's what we want to do. We want to start targeting our customers better, okay? First way is to upload your list of buyers, okay? So here's how this works. If you have some buyers, and I know some people are already going, I don't have any buyers yet. Hang on, we got stuff for you. But if you do have buyers, you can upload them to Facebook. But what we're going to be doing here is uploading them to Facebook. But for Facebook to work properly, and I'm going to mention this in just a second too when I go through the ads, you got to have at least 100 people from one country. Okay, so if you've got 50 from Brazil and 29 from Mexico, you can scratch out those 2 countries. You can't do it. You got to have 100 people from one country, okay? Next thing you can do, you can target people who visited your page. Now, we're going to do this through pixeling these people. And the way it works is when they visit your page, they get this pixel put on them. And when they're logged into Facebook, which like 95% of the people stay logged into Facebook, they're going to see your ads based on the fact that they were pixeled, on your page. We're also going to target people based on how long they were on our page. Now, that's a pretty cool one, because you do have people that come to your page and it was a mistake. They get there and they go, oh, I didn't mean to come here. I'm not interested in survival food and what JR's got. Let me get off of here. So we don't want to send ads to those people, right? We don't want to do that. Or they may have gotten there and they go, you know what? I don't like the looks of his survival food, and I don't like him. I'm out of here. I don't want to target those people, right? If they don't like me, why would I want to do that? Next thing we can do is we can target people who bought from you, okay? Now that list up at the top could be buyers, it could be opt-in people, it could be all kinds of stuff. And they're also going to target people who didn't buy from you. You say, well, that's easy. Nobody's bought from me yet. It's not exactly what I mean. These are people who maybe started to buy from you, and